So just a couple days ago, I had the chance to play with and against a 6.0 DUPR Pickleball Pro by the name of Erik Forsythe. Now, how did this happen? Well, at the local club where I play at, they were having an open play for anyone that had a DUPR above 4.2, and there was going to be a guest appearance by Erik himself. Apparently, he just got signed on as one of the main coaches at this facility, so he was going to join in with the open play. So in this particular video, about a couple minutes of the first bit of content is going to be me playing with him and maybe against him. 2 games were against him, 1 game was with him. And then the rest of the montage or the compilation is me playing against people that came to this open play. What I'm also going to be doing at the end of all the montages, I'm going to give you my perspective and my experience playing with and against Erik, what I kind of took away from that. Again, it wasn't that much time, and keep in mind also like the levels on the court are kind of all over the place. And I also want to say this, most importantly, Erik obviously wasn't trying his best, okay? So just because I show you a point where I might have outplayed him or bested him, by no means do I think that I did better than him in that point or that I'm a better player, okay? He's obviously not taking it as serious. So again, kind of just take it for entertainment value. And after all that, I'll give you guys my thoughts. Let's roll the tape. Okay, let's start with the first thing I noticed the moment I started playing up against him. It's the amount of power he was able to generate with so little effort. Now, he's a big guy, don't get me wrong, right? He's probably like 6'3" or 6'4", definitely has 100 pounds on me. He was generating power with small little flicks of his body, and that's kind of rare to see because even up to my level, so I kind of consider myself to be like a 4.75 DUPR player, you know, I've played against people that are my size. I'm like 5'9", 170 pounds. I've played people my size. I've played people much larger than me. And, you know, normally speaking, the technique still kind of shines through. I've seen people that are my size that hit really hard and people that are 100 pounds heavier than me not hit as hard as me, right? So for the most part, I've still seen instances where size doesn't necessarily matter just yet. Doesn't matter for reach, of course, but in terms of power, I haven't yet seen it. But I could probably go on to say of Erik, yeah, I kind of saw it, you know, just having that much more muscle on your arm to just kind of to block a ball, it was noticeably quicker, right? As I show you a clip here, I mean, again, I'm throwing all my body weight to put a lot of pace on some of these balls, and he just kind of, you know, moves his arm just a little bit, and it's a great shot. But then again, I can't really change anything about my mass, right? I'm not gonna get any taller, and I probably shouldn't put on any more weight. Granted, I could probably hit the gym. Now, what I did notice strategy-wise, which really stuck out to me, was, now I couldn't capture this in all of the points because I didn't have a good camera angle when I was playing against him. But I did see this with other players that were playing against him that night. And it's the fact that he would go for places on your body that you normally do not expect. I feel for the most part, many of us are very predictable as to where we tend to go with our shots. I know I kind of am, right? So if, let's say, there's a ball kind of out wide on my forehand side and I'm on the right side of the court and it's kind of lofty, I'm always kind of going to drill it down the line. That is just my MO. And I feel like the majority of people are going to be doing just that too, right? It's not too surprising. Well, when it came to dinking with him, let's say, he would sometimes give this really like offbeat little flick to one of your shoulders. And you don't really see that. I don't see that on my level at all. Again, usually when I'm playing and I see a ball just kind of sitting there, or if it's attackable, I always try to apply as much spin and as much power as possible on that ball and attack it like that, right? That's my train of thought. How much spin and how much power can I put on this ball to get it over the net and land in the court and be in a good location? But as you can see in this clip right here, he just kind of flicks that ball off to my left shoulder, my backhand side, which result, well, first of all, I'm surprised, which results in me just kind of having a bad deflection, and then there's an easy put away. He's done this to many other people that I watched that night. And it's so effective because I would say this much, no matter how great you are, there's always tell signs as to when you're going to speed up a ball, right? Even with the pros, you see this, right? There's always some tell sign, whether it's maybe you grip a little tight and it's kind of noticeable, maybe your footwork changes just a little bit, maybe your swing changes just a little bit. Something's always noticeable when you're about to speed things up, when you want to apply that much more power on a shot. And when that usually happens, obviously our reaction as the players on the opposite side of that net is we get more alert, right? We might move our feet more. If, let's say, there's a player in front of me and I can feel that they're about to speed things up at me, I might start sliding a little bit to my right if I'm playing on the right side of the court, because I want to make sure I'm handling more things with my backhand, right? But when he does these little flicks with very little body movement or very little strain, you can't read that, okay? I'm not going to be sliding my body out of the way for no reason in those instances because I feel like he's not going for anything, right? That makes me so much easier. That makes my shoulder that much easier of a target, right? When I'm sliding, it's hard to aim for my shoulder because you don't know how quickly I'm sliding, or the fact is because I'm sliding, I can kind of slide a bit more even if you kind of nail that shoulder, right? Because I'm in movement. But if I'm not in movement and I'm not expecting anything and you kind of aim for that shoulder, it's way easier. Second of all, when you're actually speeding things up, if I do get a paddle up there, especially with some of these paddles nowadays, like the mod, if it's a good hit, I could probably deflect it very, very well, right? If I can even get a little bit of a 1-inch punch back, it's coming back strong, right? But if it's not coming at me quick and it catches me by surprise, which is exactly what happened in that clip, I can't generate power off it because I was late to get to it to begin with. And that makes it a very easy put away for my opponent. My opponent does not have to worry about that block being quick. Obviously, had I expected this and was a little quicker, yes, it might have been an easier put away, but it was not. You can see the same thing happen in this clip. Granted, it's not a flick, but it's still a roll that I consider fairly casual. He didn't go for too much on this roll, but he went for the guy's shoulder. Something that, again, I personally do not incorporate in my game. You know, if I would have tried that exact roll, I might have tried to kind of roll it into the corner instead, you know, make the guy reach for it. Would I expect to win the point from that roll? No, I just kind of try to get him out of position. That's the way I would have viewed it. I wouldn't have had the cojones to roll a ball towards someone's chest area. But because of that, that's what makes it so effective. Because the opponent does not expect that, right? The opponent is not expecting you to have an off-pace roll to one of their shoulders. Now in that case, that guy is a lefty, so that's kind of to his backhand side, and it worked beautifully. I'm gonna show you guys a clip from my last video that I uploaded where I did something similar in the sense that I hit an off-pace shot. So as you see me coming in here, this is exactly the shot that we just spoke about. That I normally take the shot and I go right down the line, or I go right into the body of the person. Normally it's pretty successful. If it's a good enough drive, if they give me any sort of pop-up, I'm coming in, I'm crashing hard. Last second, I decided, you know what? Let me try to pull that towards the middle instead. And I took pace off. No one even touched that ball because it was so unpredictable. You might notice that the player in front of me, his first instinct was to block with his body, right? Because he sees the ball coming at him, right? It's not going down the line. He kind of sees like instantly it's coming at him. He's expecting that ball to come quick. So his first reaction is, I got to block. But then he's noticing that there isn't much pace on that ball actually, and it's coming a little bit closer to his feet, and then he tries to flip his paddle over to actually do a forehand, but by that time it's too late. That ball was not quick, but it was unexpected. That's why it worked so well. So what I took from playing with Erik is that an okay shot that is not predictable is way better than a great shot that is predictable. And I'm gonna try to incorporate some of these into my game in the sense that if I'm thinking of someone, right? So normally if I'm backhand dinking of someone and I'm kind of taking it out of the air, I'm waiting for maybe a bad dink where I can kind of roll it and attack someone forward. But you know what? I might think to myself, you know what? Let me just flick it at someone's shoulder instead, right? Even if I'm a little bit below the net, I'm taking that risk, but it's unexpected. What if I flick it? So I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna put that into my games, and hopefully in the future videos, you guys might even see that in play and see how well or how poorly it works for me. And I suppose the last thing that I noticed, which is also not that surprising, is the fact that he handles a lot of fast shots with no issues, right? So if I show you this clip right here, I mean, I threw my whole body at this shot. I mean, you know, I would say 98% of the time, you know, against people of comparable levels to myself, if I'm hitting this backhand at them, you know, it's either it's not coming back or it's gonna be an easy pop-up. He manages to actually deflect it in a great way to actually put him in an advantageous position. But that's what I really took from playing against them. Now, as I did say in my previous video, I did get my 16mm mod come in a couple hours ago. I will be putting this to use. If you're interested to see how this mod compares to this mod, the 14, right? We have the 14 here, the 16 here. Probably just subscribe to the video. I'll have a comparison out sometime, maybe in the next 2 weeks or so. I do have a play session scheduled tomorrow already with the 16mm, but obviously I want to get used to the paddle. I want to make sure it's broken into and so forth before I kind of give you guys my thoughts between this versus the 14. But if you enjoyed this video, if you find it helpful, I would appreciate a thumbs up. Other than that, have a great day and have fun out there.